Today I'm with a friend, a special one indeed. Uh, he flew in to Portland, Oregon, just to see me and learn a bit more about me. So today I'm with a friend, a special one called Tuki. Okay. Tuki.
I see where this is going. Hi everyone. My name is Tonki, and Justice literally said, I feel and come here because it's been a source of inspiration, and because of the population I work with, I find this as quite inspiring, and we are here to just have a chit chat, talk about different things without being so curious about how he's been able to navigate life generally. How he's been able to get to this stage of his career, and we just want to learn. We just want to have a conversation to that. I mean, talk generally. So
Yeah.
I just like to take that too.
Yeah, I told you before we start, there is something I would just wanted to remind us. You remember the very day that I did a video when my cane, fell and load. Yeah.
I remember that day, and then what literally came to my head was like, oh my God, how will this guy scale through all this? How will he be able to navigate all this? How will he be able to, perform his daily kind of routine and the things he does? And I had to ask you the question, remember? And I'm like, dude, how were you able to do that thing that day? Just
Yeah, I mean, he was very curious to know if I really got my cane back. How was I able to walk? Did I get my cane? But what I said is that he has my number, so it was very easy to get the answer from me directly. And I want to believe that a lot of people may have different curiosity about me, and hopefully, one or two, curiosities might be addressed in this little chit chat that we're gonna have today. All right.
all right, and that leads to the very first question, which has to do about your personal journey. I would just start by asking, could you share a little bit about your journey? What shaped you into who you are today?
Well, where do I start with my journey? My journey has been very fantastic, I would say, with some roadblocks along the line. But my mom would say I was born blind. I don't believe that. I still don't believe that somebody can be born blind. But maybe a minute after birth, a second after birth, one can go blind. That's my own opinion, and please, you can challenge me in the comment section. But then I saw myself not having my sight, and I kept moving. Sought some medical and spiritual attention to see if my sight could be corrected or whatever. I was born in Maiduguri, northern Nigeria, and where things were a little bit different from the south. Illiteracy is on the high rate, disabilities on the increase. Um, People with disabilities are known generally as street beggars. But then I didn't beg. Never for one day did I beg on the street. However, when I was 6 years, something just whispered to me, inspired me to keep moving. And what was that? One day I just sat down, looking at everything happening in my life. And something, I just heard a voice. Justice, your destiny is in your hands, son. No one is gonna do it. No one is gonna feed you. You have to take your destiny in your hands. No one is there to support you. You are alone. In fact, that's another word. You are alone in this journey. Wow. So then I was in primary one. I could remember very vividly. So that, and ever since then, I moved on. I started living a different life. Sometimes my dad would, clearly tell me, "Hey, Justice, why are you different from other siblings?"
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'll say, "Well, in my life, I'm different." You know. Yeah, and okay, what keeps inspiring me was me mingling and associating with people of like minds, people that inspired me. I have a lot of them uh, that I can't even measure their names right now. They keep inspiring me with, life-giving words and encouragements. I hate it when I'm overly comfort, but sometimes I like it with comfort. Right. Yeah. But that's just the truth. Sometimes, again, my parents didn't handle me as a blind person. I felt bad, but on the flip side of it, I'm eternally grateful. Because sometimes I was asking myself, did I get myself blind? Why all these harsh treatments? But here am I in America today, because of that same voice when I was 6, that I need to hold my destiny and pursue my destiny by myself and vigorously. So I always aim for the best, and my aim for the best divided me in American City.
That is great. I think I would just quickly skip into the next question. I probably have another question I wanted to ask, which might be like a follow-up question. But you leading me on into this, I would just quickly navigate to that part where, America is known for a DIY kind of place. You have to do all the things all by yourself. How have you been able to survive? How have you been able to just, get every necessary help needed to be able to be who you are at this present time?
Well, first and foremost, when I first moved to America, I moved to America without reasonable knowledge about America, right? All I knew about America was the US dollars, because then I used to do online business. Like I bought things online, and I had to, look for exchange rates and blah blah blah. That's just mostly to what I knew about America. But when I moved to America, I was like, oh my gosh, this is just a different world entirely. And it wasn't that easy at first, but because of the determination that I have, founded a hope. Because I always have this hope that I am on a journey, and my journey is leading down tunnel, but I will definitely get to the end of the tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel, there would be the light. So that hope keeps pushing me. And I learned in America that sometimes if you don't ask, you're not gonna receive. America is just that place that you see that Matthew 7:7. Ask and you will receive. So if you don't ask anything in America, honestly, and most black people, most Africans in general, we believe in talking. We believe in communicating orally, not in writing. So there is this popular saying, like, if you want to hide information from an average African, put it in writing. So
Don't go there.
So it was a little bit difficult for me. I believe in, hey, what is happening here? Hey, what is here? What is this? And they would tell me, right? But then I had to force myself, because in fact, most people that I will ask wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. They would rather go back to their phones, start pressing, finding answers. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to really embrace my technology very well. And from there, I began to understand how America works, how to access the resources, how to keep moving. First, I moved as an international student. I get an award, a fully funded scholarship for my master's degree at the prestigious University of Notre Dame, right? So, but life, I thank God for my college life experience. If I ever wanted to go back again to school, I would first apply to the University of Notre Dame. It's a community. It's me. I discover my identity, self-discovery, so many things. It's just a community, I would say, and it's a Catholic university, Jesuit university for that matter. So from there, I began to build my foundation. Establishing new network, new community, new individuals, learning their actions. I remember one time I wanted to speak to one of the DMV when I was asked, trying to get my ID card. And oh my goodness, it was very embarrassing. I couldn't speak the accent that he understands. And the next time next thing he said, is there any American person beside you?
No.
Yeah, unfortunately there was somebody. I just said, okay, speak. But now I'm able to know when I have to stand on my right. I'm getting used to the system. So Yeah.
Wow. That was a little bit harsh on you, but I mean, does the person have an idea of your personality?
I don't think so.
Right,
Yeah. But he only knew that I was still my authentic Nigerian Nigerian breed. So he might not know that I'm from Nigeria, but I never had any. I mean, sometimes I still reflect and reminisce actually, and I'll ask myself, what if I had the opportunity to speak to that DMV guy and I would really, really teach him how to communicate respectfully.
Yeah. So the part of being communicated respectfully, not I mean, you mean generally, or to, yeah, use the word to your person, your own kind of person, the population you are, as I mean, someone with a disability, or just communicate with people generally.
Well, because I spoke to him once, I don't know how I wouldn't know how we communicate with other people. And remember, it's just about the fourth.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to set an appointment
I see.
to tell to the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get the therapy.
And most times, sometimes it's easier for people to link something to something, right? So most times I don't link some encounters that I have up there, there's America, to any form of disability or maybe blind. It's rare for me to do that, and most times if I do it, I should be right.
That's right. That's right. So speaking of technology, because you mentioned technology in the course of your menu, you just sharing certain things. What is this piece of tech or tool that absolutely you cannot live without, and that been a part of that the support system?
Well, my iPhone is my wallet.
Okay. Okay, iPhone.
Yeah, so a big shout out to Apple. They're really working hard to improve that technology and making it more accessible to blind people, especially. Because I mean, I don't know so much about deaf and hard of hearing people and how they they roll in their world. But I would think that the world is more difficult or challenging to blind people, especially the technological world. So I give kudos to Apple for making, and I know that there are other phones actually that are really phone companies that are really doing great. But I was introduced to Apple, and I don't think I can leave Apple.
Well, that's an unpaid actor, so we're not diving in. So that's to the next question, please. Okay, here about now we're gonna be a little bit playful and all that. So, my question will be: if you're lying at the soundtrack, what song or sounds will be on it? Because, okay,
But now with some options. Let me.
I wouldn't want to give you some options, but I'd rather break it down because I know. I mean, my experience with you, my knowing you as a friend, and after
trouble.
oh my god, yeah, I know you like to sing. I know you're right, and so there will have been some that would have been like, okay, this is always like my go-to. So, I mean, from this example that I was citing now, which one would you think that will be like your soundtrack, the song?
Have I ever sing to you?
This is not about me right now. It's about you. You've done that multiple times. But which one and specifically you?
Well, it's okay. So the point is that I love to sing, but it was a little bit, I would say unexpected that you asked me the question. However, soundtrack. Well, there are so many songs that it really inspired me. That's what you're asking, and one of them is "Stand Up for the Champions" by Right Said Fred. And it gives me, like, it summarizes the whole questions that you were asking me. Just simply said, I was built to be the best. Number one, I'm nothing best. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I am a vision, can't you see? And I am on the move. Make way for me. That kind of way. So it's just very simple. I mean, we can sing it together if you're familiar with that song. I will hit like to be the best. I said, number one, and nothing less. We may see my destiny. I am waiting patiently. I have vision anomaly. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, woo. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Come on now. Okay.
Each time I remember this song, I keep moving.
That's right.
Sometimes it's not easy, right? But this song keeps me on track, right? And then this other one that I like to sing. I think it's Sinatra. You know, I know who I am, right? I know who God says I am. Yeah. Where He says that the what He says I am. I know who I am. I know who God says I am. What He says I am. The enemy says I'm mad. I know who I am. I'm working in power. I'm working a miracle. I live a life of favor. Because I know who I am. And you walk in power. You walk in a miracle. I walk in a good life of favor.
Yes.
You know who I am. So if you know who you are,
Yeah.
just as I know who I am, you'll be able to withstand the storm. You know, just be convinced of who you are. Nothing will shake you. The storm may come, the wind may blow, but you'll still be staying.
Yeah. And
So those are my soundtracks.
fine. That leads us to the next because this is part inspire and then I will ask, what's something you wish people asked about instead of pursuing?
Shit, that's great. It's okay, why would you ask me this question? I don't know where to start.
Because I just want to know, and because we're teaching to inspire people.
Yeah, I know, to inspire people. And I know that you always have curiosity. God, no worries. Yeah, okay. So what was that question?
I said, I mean,
Really
take just
know who you are.
yes. What is something you wish people ask instead of pursuing?
About what? Is it about life, about people?
About youth, about life, about someone with disability, about your kind of person, about someone who could come in the population.
In my life, about me. Good stuff? Yeah. So I think, let's understand about it.
All right, we'll skip that. Okay, let's do this. Could you share one practical tip or anyone could use to be more thoughtful and inclusive when interacting with someone who's dynamic?
Yes. I would think first and foremost, have an open mind. You know, because there's this natural, I would say, bias that comes when you see a blind person. You know, generally people think that blind persons are dependent. Blind persons would always need help. Blind persons cannot survive alone. Blind persons are handicapped just by the reason of being blind. But I think you could be right 50 years ago, right? But not in 2025. So ask questions. One thing I know about my own world, the world of blindness, is that we are very enthusiastic in answering questions. I personally, I like it because I see questions, genuine questions from someone with a genuine heart to learn, you know, and to improve on how to, you know, communicate or associate it with people, right? So when you ask questions, when you want to ask questions, or when you see a blind person, ask them questions. If you want help, if you want to offer help to them, ask them for their consent. Don't assume that they need help, you know, simply because they are blind, right? And again, just a little more efficient is if you're working in a room where a blind person is, just make sure you're name, right? So we love it. We love to interact with people or want to know who we are in with, who we're with in the room, right? So don't assume or don't is it tiptoe, right? Or just come in without
Make your presence
introduction, so that way we feel respected and we respect you.
Alrighty. Then what kind of advice can you give to someone newly navigating blindness or facing a big unexpected life challenge?
Oh my god. I would say, well, first is I don't know which one would be the first, but first and foremost, know that it is not the end of life. Second, look for people of like minds. Try to communicate with your family to connect you with other blind people. No matter, even if it's just one person. From one person, you get to two, you get to three. I'm a lawyer today because I was able to connect myself, or get connected with the mentor that I still respect today. He's not a lawyer, he's a social worker, but he's blind. And from him, or through him, I was introduced to other people, right? Then I knew that, it's possible for me to become a lawyer, right? Because then I used to think that it's just all about special education and it's not even political science. So if you connect with people, build your network, fine. And another one is that sometimes the first thing that a blind person with a who is newly in that community of disability does is to start praying, fasting, withdrawing from the society. Honestly speaking, you're wasting time because at the end of the day, the reality is still carried right in front of you. So if you are able, and families also need to support those individuals to pick up, to stand up, because whatever disability they have doesn't define, or whatever situation they have at that moment doesn't define their future, right? So.
All right, we're going to some fun and personal couples at the moment, and it's gonna be that. What's the last thing that made you laugh really hard?
Last thing
That made you laugh really hard.
Hi. Okay. I mean, you tell me.
I don't know.
I mean, I have laughed now, even in this video, but I don't
Not
know.
laughed, but I wouldn't say specifically what made you laugh really hard.
Okay. Okay, what made me laugh really hard was Turkey asking me some questions that I wasn't expecting, from him. Turkey has been a very darling friend of mine. I cherish him a whole lot. But I know that he's been very curious to know who I am. And now he is here all the way from wherever he came from.
Really?
So he is here, and physically we are together. And he's knowing me. I said, okay, here am I. That person that you've been seeing in the video, I'm not fake. It's not a TV. So, and sometimes when they ask some of the questions they ask, I'll just feel like, wait a minute, So, your questions, your presence really has been very, very heartwarming to me, and sometimes I laugh really. So if you have much.
And that leads me to the next question. What's your secret superpower that not many people know about?
My secret power?
Superpower.
Secret superpower.
That not.
Like you call it a secret. I want you to reveal it.
Yes, because I want you to reveal it.
Hi.
It's your secret
How
superpower.
will I it after this video?
Okay, that is fine. Then we'll move to the next question,
Okay.
and that will be like, how would you love to be remembered? Not for what you've done, but how you made people feel.
Well, you've already answered the question. So how I love to be remembered, it's just what I'm doing to me. what I'm doing right now in this video, right? My future, my aspiration has always been to communicate to the world, to tell the world that, hey, someone like me exists. To tell Nigeria that someone like me can be somebody. Okay, so I had three visitors a few weeks ago, and one striking thing I told her was Nigeria will matter, meaning Nigeria get person, including me, in the diaspora. So, which is a little bit like a jab that I threw at Nigeria, right? So, for me, it has been my desire to communicate, you know, have people walk with me in my journey and inspire people, inspire hope. I believe so much in hope, and I believe so much, so much in hope. That is the reason why I am alive today, and I'm sharing that hope, sharing my love and my joy, sharing my smiles. This is just one thing that I love and I've been aspiring to do. So I thank technology. I thank the democratization of the social media for this opportunity, for me to be also in my space.
All right, and this will just lead us to like the last question, which will be what's a dream or goal you're working on right now that you're excited about?
What's my what?
Your dream, the dream or the goal you're working on right now that you're super excited about.
Well, but generally, I am into music. So currently, I'm working on a music that hopefully will be out by December this year, and it's gonna be a little bit table shaking musical. So I don't know if you guys will be. I don't know. So whatever it is, I'm gonna just sing my song, and yeah, it's one of the biggest aspirations now that I have. And I'm also, working to also get myself fully established in my little world. And I'm also having this dream, of going on a cruise, like 1 week, 2 week cruise, so where I'll just enjoy my life, feel the world, even though I can't see it. And maybe if you're interested, we can cruise together, and maybe from America to Mexico, from Mexico to anywhere, from anywhere to anywhere, back to America. So this is one of my aspirations.
And I think that would just, as far as I'm concerned, I would just say thank you so much for opening up, for sharing the world. And because this has been, it's been eye-opening, it's been inspiring, and honestly, so much fun. And like you said, I mean, we will always say, curiosity kills the cat. But as far as this is concerned, I would say curiosity brought Toki down here because I follow you on all your social media platforms. We've been friends for quite a while, and I've been so like, how have you been able to do certain things that I see that like the regular able-bodied person, I've really found so hard to do, and which is more like super motivating to me. And indeed, I'm like, okay, I need to have a one-on-one with you. I need to sit with you about this and just know how you put through. I've experienced you since I've been here. It's a beer for lunch, we got the food from there. You'll be like, no, this is this. I'm like, come on, what is going on with this guy? Is this guy really real? But it's been a great time.
I also showed Toki how to use a camera.
Okay.
I mean, is it not true?
It is because honestly, it's I don't know. I don't know what to say right now because that part I don't really know much about it, but how you are able to navigate it is so it's a big deal as far as
I always tell people that not blind, I don't keep percent. But I don't keep percent now. Did I have stress? No, I don't keep percent. So I'm simply blind. But the point is that my sense organs, other sensories are very active, right? So, and because I don't, to some extent, have gained control of that thing called blindness, right? So most times people would wonder, is this guy really blind? I mean, if I'm to put my blindness of my resume, I've been blind for over 30 years, right? So I have both professional and personal experience. So it is what it is. And, being blind is not a crime.
That's right.
The moment I realized that it's not a crime for me to be blind, that was when I picked up, uh, uh, forged ahead. It's not a taboo to have any disability. Right? I mean, there are so many individuals that claim they don't have disability, got a evil father, better than. I mean, let's talk about the Bible. Bible says many have eyes, but they do not see. Don't think that they are referring to people that are not blind, but they still are blind. So that I don't have sight. I don't have my sight doesn't mean I lack vision of where I'm going, right? So I realized all these things and I decided that I had to move on. I had to take the leaky. I don't have to expect somebody to help me to amplify or to tell the world about me, to tell the world my story. That's right. I would rather lead the story. And I'm so glad that I'm alive to tell my story so that my story would not be distorted or would not, be told wrongly. That's right. So thank you very much, Toki.
Thank you for
You're
having
a
me.
darling friend. I don't know how to thank you but it's such a pleasure, such a big pleasure to have you.
That's right.
To have you and have you. So thank you very much. I truly appreciate that.
So thank you for having me, and here back right about now we want to say a bye, and yeah, let's see what next we come up with. After this, it's a bike on me and Major.